devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories
All
to Sri
glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Shri Guru. Hare Krishna, good morning. Welcome to the morning program. I'm going to continue reading the introduction to the Bhagavatam. Shouldn't be. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 While the Lord was camping at Varanasi, Sanatana Goswami also arrived there after retiring from office. He was formerly one of the state ministers in the government of Bengal, then under the regime of Nawab Hussain Shah. He had some difficulty in getting relief from the state service, as the Nawab was reluctant to leave him. He came to Varanasi, and the Lord taught him all about the principles of devotional service. He taught him about the constitutional position of the living being and the cause of his bondage under material conditions, his eternal relation with the personality of Godhead. He was taught about the transcendental position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, how he expands himself in different plenary portions of incarnations, and how does he dominate in different parts of the universe and the nature of his transcendental abode. He was taught about the devotional activities, its different stages of development, and the rules and regulations for achieving the gradual stages of spiritual perfection. He was taught about the symptoms of different incarnations in different ages, and how to detect them with reference to the context of the revealed scriptures. Would you like to continue?
Sure. The subject of teachings to Sanatana Goswami forms a big chapter in the texts and essays of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and to explain the whole thing in minute details will require a volume itself. We shall try to put these special matters in a different chapter conveniently. At Mathura, he visited all the important places, and then he reached Vrindavan.
Mathura.
Lord Chaitanya appeared in the family of a high caste Brahmin, and over and above that, as sannyasi, he was the preceptor for all the varnas and ashrams, for he used to accept meals from all classes of Vaishnavas. At Mathura, the Sanodiya Brahmins are considered in the lower status of society, but the Lord accepted meals in such family also because he, his host, happened to be a disciple of the Madhavendra Puri family. At Vrindavan, the Lord took bath in 24 important bathing places in Ghats. He travelled all the 12 important barns, forests. In these forests, all the cows and birds welcomed him, as if he was their very old friend. The Lord also began to embrace all the trees of those forests, and by doing so, he was feeling the symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. Sometimes he felt unconscious, and he was made to regain consciousness by resounding the holy name of Krishna. The transcendental symptoms that were visible on the body of the Lord during his travel within the forest of Vrindavan were all unique and inexplicable, and we have given just a gist only. Some of the important places visited by the Lord in Vrindavan are as follows. 1. Kamyaban, Adiswa, Pavan Sarva, Kadiban, Shesh Sayi, Kila Teza, Bandiban, Badravan, Shrivan, Nuhavan, Mahavan, Guhu, Kaviyarad, Watan, Wadash, Ditya, Hiskieta, etc. When he saw the place where the Rasa dance took place, he at once fell down there in trance. So long he remained at Vrindavan, he made his headquarters at Athragat. From Vrindavan, his personal servitor, Krishnadas Vipra, induced him to go back to Prayag to take back during the Magh Mela. The Lord accepted this proposal and restarted for Prayag. On the way, they were met with some Patans, amongst whom there was a learned Mulana. The Lord had some talks with the Mulana with his companions, and the Lord convinced the Mulana that in the Quran also there is a description of Bhagavad Dharma and Krishna. All the Patans were converted into his cult of devotional service. When he came back to Prayag, Srila Rupa Goswami, along with his youngest brother, met him near the Bindu Mabag temple. The Lord was this time welcomed by the people of Prayag more respectively. Balavat, who resided on the other bank of Prayag in the village of Arail, came to receive him at his place, and while going there the Lord jumped on the river Yamuna. With great difficulty he was again picked up in unconscious state, and thus visited the headquarters of Balabhata. This Balabhata was one of the chief admirers, but later on he inaugurated his own party of the Balav Sampradaya. On the bank of Dasas Vamedi Ghat at Prayag for 10 days continually, the Lord instructed Rupa Goswami on the science of devotional service of the Lord. He taught the Goswami the divisions of the living creatures in 84 lakh species of life, then about the human species. Out of them he selected the followers of the Vedic principles, out of them the fruitative workers, out of them the empiric philosophers, out of them the liberated souls, and out of the liberated souls, he said there is only a few who are actually the pure devotees of Lord Sri Krishna. Srila Rupa Goswami was younger brother of Sanatana Goswami, and when he retired from service, he brought with him 2 boatfuls of gold coins. This means he brought with him some crores of rupees accumulated by the labor of his service. And before leaving the home for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he divided the wealth as follows: 50% for the service of the Lord and his devotees, 25% for the relatives, and 25% for his personal needs in case of emergency. In that way, he set examples to all the householders how to divide the accumulated wealth. The Lord taught the Goswami about devotional service, comparing the whole subject with a creeper. He advised to protect the bhakti creeper most carefully, especially from the elephant of offensive acts unto the pure devotees. Besides the giant elephant, as above mentioned, the creeper has to be protected from the desires of sense enjoyment, monistic liberation, and the perfection of the yoga system. They are all detrimental on the path of devotional progress. Similarly, violence on the living being, desire for worldly gain, worldly reception, and worldly fame are all detrimental to the process of bhakti cult or Bhagavad Dharma. Pure devotional service must be freed from all desires of sense gratification and uncovered by fruitative aspirations and culture of monistic knowledge. One must be freed from all kinds of designations, and when one is thus converted into transcendental purity, one can then only serve the Lord by those purified senses. So long there is a desire to enjoy sensually, or to become one with the Supreme, or to possess the mystic powers, there is no question of attaining the stage of pure devotional service.
Om Gyantaranandasyam Gyanashalashalakaya Chakshu Namanita Yena Tasmai Shri Guru Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master is divine grace. A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada kindly opened my darkened eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. Offer my humble obeisances to his lotus feet.
Jai Shri Prabhupada.
So there's a nice definition here of what is pure devotional service, not wanting anything in return. And yeah, Prabhupada explains it in Who is Crazy, actually, in another way, that suppose you are fearful of being late to work, because you don't want to displease the boss. Actually, you don't want to, be, you're not interested in pleasing the boss. You're interested in the money that the boss gives you. Because as soon as, let's say, the boss is not raising your salary when he raises everyone else's salary, you're going to be less determined to come on time to work. But if you get a nice raise, with everyone else, then of course you're going to have to prove yourself. So similarly, why service, any service actually, any service is done not out of need of anything, done out of love, and devotional service done out of pure love. Devotion means love to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we cannot, if we maintain, Lord Chaitanya actually explains like this too, that if you maintain desire for sense gratification and at the same time you want devotional service, these are two contradictory, we have a contradiction in our desires. Now we can continue reading.
Devotional service is conducted under two categories, namely primary practice and spontaneous emotion. When one can rise up to the platform of spontaneous emotional stage, he can make further progress by spiritual attachment, feeling, love, and many other higher stages of devotional life, for which there is no English words to express properly.
Mm-hmm.
We have tried to explain.
Prabhupada even says rasa. There is no such word in English as rasa.
Huh.
Like he translates as mellow, but it's a very deep word. You cannot give a concrete definition.
We have tried to explain the science of devotional service in our book of the same name, based on the authority of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu made by Srila Rupa Goswami. Only the transcendental devotional service has 5 stages of reciprocation. The first stage is only the self-realization stage, just after liberation from the material bondage, is called the Santa or neutral stage. Number 2, after that, when there is development of the transcendental knowledge of the Lord's internal potential opulences, the devotee engages himself in the Dasya stage. Number 3, by further development of the Dasya stage, a respectful fraternity develops, and above that, a feeling of friendship on equal terms becomes manifest. Both these stages are called Sakhya stage, or the devotional stage, or the devotional service in friendship. Above this, there is the stage of filial affection, and this stage is called Vatsalya stage. And above this stage, there is the stage of conjugal love, and this stage is called the highest stage of love of God, although there is no difference of quality in either of the above-mentioned stages. The last stage of conjugal love of God is called Madhurya stage. Thus he instructed all about the devotional service.
Yeah, so an important point to mention is that if you paid attention, Prabhupada says here that there is no difference in quality. Now what does it mean? Because in the same time there are, Prabhupada says the highest, so how to put it into contrast is that yes, they all actually are the highest, they all are in quality, pure devotional service. It is not that, the residents of Vaikuntha that serve Krishna in awe and reverence are less of a pure devotees as the gopis. No. But in the same time, because there is hierarchy in the spiritual world, they consider to be more elevated devotees like that. But they're all pure devotees. There's no difference. Why materialists, they're trying to put the differences? Because they don't understand actually what is the quality of pure devotional service. So they try to put, the natural state and the servitorship and the all, less pure or less potent or less important. Everyone is important to Krishna in the spiritual world, from the little blade of grass to, to the gopis or to the cows, like that. But we coming from this understanding that, first of all, we don't understand that we are not the body in this material world. We take what we are, what we like to do as the body. And when the body changes, or we see bodies of others, we become jealous, become envious, all different negative feelings arise. So where these conflicts and negative feelings they arise from is from this misunderstanding that who is the true, the eternal self, you know. And that's why we're trying to change, you know, like a man wants to be a woman wants to be a man. It's all just jealousy, you know. They're trying to pose as, oh, I'm very liberal, I can be a man, a woman. But actually, you know, what's the difference? You know, if you are who you are, you know, you will just accept it from any platform, you know. But this jealousy for sense gratification, it creates this, you know, thinking that, oh, it's better if I will be a gopi, it will be better for me. Or if I will be a servitor, a cow, no, it's kind of like neutral relationship with Krishna. It's kind of like, you know, basic. I want to be more advanced. So there's no such thing as more advanced or less advanced in the spiritual world. Everyone is a pure devotee because everyone is acting in their eternal position. It's not something that you need to change, you know.
Okay. It's the natural position.
Yeah.
So it's not even a question of quality and quantity. It's neither of those. Is that right?
There's no difference.
Not even
Everyone there is in quality 77 or 78%, and the same quantity of, you know, the jiva is shown there to the topmost extent. Actually, in the Bhagavatam, if you read the jiva, when it's in its full capacity, it's brighter than the sun. Just imagine the jiva. You know, what to speak about Krishna. So we're so self-satisfied there, you know, by this pure devotional service. It doesn't even arises that, you know, it's better. Maybe it will be better for me if I'll be a cow or Krishna's flute. You know, there's no such jealousy there. You know, just like here, you know, if I give you your favorite foodstuff, you know, you're not gonna even look at others' plates or what is in the menu. You're just gonna enjoy it to the fullest extent. That's what is going on in the spiritual world. They all are enjoying to the fullest extent because they are themselves there, first of all.
That's how they were created, but not created. They're not created,
Yeah.
but that is the position.
Yeah,
that's what
eternal.
we're satisfied with.
Yeah.
It's very nice. So therefore, the more we purify, the more satisfied we become.
Yeah. Prabhupada gives this example with taking foodstuff. When you take foodstuff, no one has to tell you it's good or not, and the more you take of that foodstuff that you like, the more you become satisfied.
Yes.
You know, while taking it, you become more and more satisfied. So topics about Krishna Katha, that's actually Maharaj Parikshit. What's it called? I forgot Sanskrit, but it's in the first chapters that so long you keep on hearing and chanting, you become more and more satisfied, and the desire to hear grows.
Yes.
Because this hunger actually is, you know, the spirit soul is, you know, we cannot taste fully Krishna, so the spirit soul is constantly looking for Krishna.
Growing the Bhakti Creeper. More flowers.
You got it.
Very nice.
If you, the viewers, have any questions or comments, let us know. We're going to read your comments out loud. Thus he instructed all above the devotional service signs to Rupa Goswami and deputed him to Vrindavan to excavate the lost site of the places of transcendental pastimes of the Lord. After this, he came back to Varanasi and delivered the sannyasis and instructed the elder brother Rupa Goswami, which we have already discussed. The Lord left only 8 shlokas of his instructions in writing, and they are known in Shikshastak. All other literatures of the divine cult were extensively written by the principal followers of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan and their followers. The cult of Chaitanya philosophy is richer than any other, and it is admitted to be the living religion of the day, with potency of being spread as Vishna Dharma or universal religion. We are glad that the matter is already taken up by some enthusiastic sages like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj and his disciples. We shall eagerly wait for the happy days of Bhagavad Dharma or Prema Dharma inauguration by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The 8 shlokas composed compiled by the Lord are as follows. Would you like to read with me one by one?
Yeah, sure. Number 1. Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years together, and thus the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death is extinguished. Such Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for the humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it helps to have a taste of the full nectarine for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name can alone render all benediction upon the living being, and therefore you have hundreds and millions of names, like Krishna, Govinda, etc. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies, and there is no hard and fast rules for chanting these holy names. O my Lord, you have so kindly made easy approach to you by your holy name, but unfortunate as I am, I have no attraction for them.
One can chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking himself as lower than the straw in the street, tolerant more than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and being ready to offer all kinds of respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Hey, Hare Krishna Vaishnav Thakur Prabhu. We have viewers from Austria.
Oh, wow,
He's a very, very, very good friend of ours, of Bliss. I know him since like the beginning of
Wow.
Krishna consciousness.
Hare
Hare Krishna, thank you so much for joining. Doesn't matter,
Hare
it's
Krishna.
late or early. Sometimes it's too early and we have technical problems. We're reading this is the end of the introduction to the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Delhi edition, and Prabhupada gives a very, very intimate translation of the Shri Shastakam. So we in text number 3 or 4?
This is number 4 now.
Okay. O the Almighty Lord, I have no desire for accumulation of wealth, nor I have any desire to enjoy beautiful women, neither I want any number of followers of mine. What I want only is that I may have your causeless devotional service in my life, birth after birth.
O the son of Maharaj Nanda, I am your eternal servitor, and although I am so, somehow or other I have fallen in the ocean of birth and death. Please therefore pick me up from this ocean of death and fix me up as one of the atoms of your lotus feet.
Yeah, the atom word is actually very significant
Yeah.
because it proves that in a Sanskrit, well, this is Bengali. Bengali is 90% Sanskrit, but the word atom, people knew about the atoms. At least this was written 500 years ago,
Crazy.
right? But the Sanskrit goes, millions of years back, and they have. We're gonna read after Nimishena Chakshusha Pravishaitam, that 1/11 of a second. So the mathematical measurements are so precise by the language you can understand how high class is this culture, how scientific.
We came from monkeys.
Okay, we're going to start talking about it after we finish the introduction. What, 5 or 6?
This is 6 now for you.
Oh my Lord, when shall my eyes be decorated with tears of love, flowing constantly by chanting your holy name? When my words will be choked up when ordering the holy name, and when all the holes of hair on my body will have eruption by the recitation of your name.
O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment as 12 years or more than that. And
Yeah, so
tears-
that moment is 11th of a second.
Wow.
Nimishena.
Or more than that, and tears flowing from my eyes like the torrents of rains. I am feeling all vacant in the world in the absence of your presence.
I do not know any one except Krishna as my Lord, and he shall always remain as such, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or he may make me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, but he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Jai.
Jai.
Introduction to Shrimad Bhagavatam. Ki Jai.
Jai.
Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Jai. Our dear viewers from all around the world, Ki Jai.
Jai.
Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hari
Hari Hari
Bol.
Bol. So thank you so much for joining. We changed it a bit the setup because Sunday we're gonna have a feast with many guests, so we're trying out a bit a different setup. So the place gonna be packed here. Gonna be people everywhere, like 20 people, right, Max?
Oh yeah, more.
20,000. So wish us luck. Send us your blessings. Let us know where you're watching from. Share, like, subscribe. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers so we can start mobile live stream videos of Sankirtan. Today, where are we gonna go out today for Sankirtan? Prabhu?
Alki Beach in Seattle, West Seattle.
Okay, it's gonna be hot.
Gonna go swimming.
No, no swimming.
No swimming?
Swimming in Sanskrit. Oh, Hare Krishna Makanchar Prabhu, nice to see you.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, Makanchar is here, so we can say we're gonna swim because he likes to swim. Haribol, thank you Vaishnav Thakur for joining too. All glories to Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Oh, here's flowers for you. These are the flowers we're offered today to Prabhupada.